So here is the lush of the Borneo rainforest. So if you stand still, you will notice the vague appearances of wildlife at every corner, accompanied by their calls or even their songs, and some even buzzing mosquitoes. But while us humans, we have to navigate our world by walking onto flat surface. But imagine the extraordinary challenge of living 100 feet above ground. For instance, for baby orangutan, when it's swinging like this, how do they know which branch to hold on to? How do they know what type of food to eat? And how do they know what bark of a tree to munch on? And even when they wanted to sleep, which is the right tree to sleep on? And the answer is very straightforward. It learns from its mom. And, sorry, dry lips. For them, a mother orangutan, they do single parenting. This is where all of the young orangutans, they will learn all of the skills necessary to survive for a period of 8 to 12 years. And this makes orangutans the slowest breeding mammal in the world. And being semi-solitary apes, the female orangutans will have to learn from their mother orangutans the necessary techniques as well as skills so that their next generation can try to survive in the forest. So, for instance, here you'll see this is Malatus. This is a female adult orangutan that is born at our study site in Kinabatangan and with her baby. And the baby here is pursing or puckering its lips and is actually doing a smooching sound, for example, right? And this is a signal to respond. This is a response signal whenever that they feel alarmed. Now, for orangutans, not only that they kiss squeak when they feel alarmed, they would also shake branches, break them, and even urinating, yes. And in this photo, you can see Malatus looks like a proud mom, and for us colleagues who are working below, are glad that Malatus hasn't taught the baby how to kiss squeak and combo it by urinating as well. Aligned to that, Hutan has been following orangutans in Kinabatangan for the past 3 decades, following them to understand how orangutans are adapted and being resilient in it. And there is a saying by an author called Terry Pratchett, knowledge is nothing if it is not shared. And for like mother orangutans, they pass down the knowledge to their younger generation so that they can have all of the skills to survive in the forest. Our mission in Hutan is to pass down the knowledge that we have learned about the environment that we have to the younger generation so that they can understand why is it very important to protect the forest, the environment, and of course the wildlife. Yet, we all know the importance of protecting the forest, saving wildlife. It does not come naturally, unfortunately. This is not innate, and this is something that we all have to learn as we grow. We need educators, we need trainers, we need mentors to inspire the younger generations to understand all of this. Since the early years of Hutan, Hutan's Education Awareness Unit has established the Junior Rangers program. Over the years, the kids in the Junior Ranger program have received continuous education and exposure about the forest. And they, after that, acquired an intimate knowledge and also have a personal relationship with the habitat and the animals that are living there. And I'm proud to say as well, fast forward to now, some of the kids in this Junior Rangers are also are following their parents' footsteps to become Hutan's educators and also field researchers. Recently, next to the protected forest, we are increasingly seeing wild orangutans entering into this agricultural landscape that has been developed to meet with the global demands of today's consumerisms. Now, it's very, very interesting because the orangutans that I've mentioned that are learning how to survive in degraded forests have to teach the next generation of orangutans on how to survive in this modified landscape. Whoop. And for people, one question as well for us we are trying to understand better is orangutan finding this place to be their new home? And for people, of course, orangutan does not seem to belong in this agricultural landscape because, of course, they are of people of the forest, orangutan. But what if we are wrong? What if the orangutans are showing us the way to be resilient and adapt into a new reality? We strongly believe that, like orangutans, we need to learn new approaches to coexist with our cousins. In addition, our efforts to protect and save orangutans are connected to so many aspects, meaning we protect the orangutans, we protect the forests, and in that turn, it benefits as well for other wildlife, and ultimately our people who live in that landscape. But we all know that this requires time, and the work that we do is already there. And we are striving as well to continue engaging and expanding our generations to come to learn to continue our mission in conservation. And right now, our first generation of conservationists are training deeply the second generation of conservationists in Kinabatangan. Parallel to the process where orangutans are venturing outside of the forest, Hutan is also venturing into a new reality of our work by also moving outside of the forest. So while orangutans are figuring out how to move through the agricultural landscape, we are bringing conservation agenda into wider and newer landscape, the oil palm plantation. We need to engage with more communities. We need to engage with more stakeholders. We need to collaborate with a lot of relevant agencies as well as academic institutions to have conversation about conservation. And this is, of course, something that is very niche and somewhat not comfortable yet, but we have to do it. Believe me, and I think a lot of people also share the sentiment that they say protecting orangutans in protected forests is much more easier comparing to protecting orangutans in human-modified landscape. But I firmly believe this is not our choice to make. This is what conservation it is about. We need to engage with more people, and it's not primarily only to focus on two species. However, developing new approaches, expanding our work outside of the forest, this requires more time and more space to do so. With Hutan's new approach, we are envisioning and welcoming new generation to participate, and also a potential opportunity to bring together all of these stakeholders to train about conservation efforts. With this vision, we aim to establish our central capacity that will bring more opportunities for long-term collaboration with them. We already have this acquired land. Right now, what we want is to have a central capacity where everybody can come together, stay longer as well, and have more fruitful discussion and also expanding our effort. And one of the milestones that we would like to share that just happened recently that commits to our mission in conservation is that 2 years ago, our state government entrusted Hutan to do to implement a project called Kinabatangan Biosphere Reserve. And after 2 years of collaborating and also engaging with stakeholders, just last week it was announced in China that Kinabatangan has officially been recognized as UNESCO's Man and Biosphere Program. So yes, this is a very big achievement. And also, this program provides a roadmap for conservation, sustainable livelihood, as well as educational learning that reflects strongly on the involvement of the local communities, including women and youth. And before I step down the stage, I would like to share this old photo of Hutan during the early years when Hutan was doing educational activity with the kids. And there is one kid over there that stood out, and that is Ellie. So Ellie has been with Hutan since the early stage of Hutan, and he is here with me today representing Hutan at this expo. Yeah, he's waving over there. That's Ellie. So let's just say you guys have any questions and you want to find out more about the work that we do, please come over to our table. And if you do catch us separately or together, we won't kiss squeak. Thank you for listening.